Hello, YouTube people out there. This is Tracy here, and this is part 2.5 or part 3 of my series on introversion or extroversion. See, I said I would come back if I had the space, so I am back. Anyway, where I left off in our conversation here, I wanted to explain that introversion doesn't mean that you are weird or creepy or a serial killer or plotting the demise of the people who can't stand you. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you are down to earth. 9 times out of 10, that's really what it means. In my opinion, extroverted people, being down to earth is not necessarily their best quality. Their best quality is at least believing that they can be leaders in a time when we need leadership. Okay, the only problem is that an extrovert can only lead other extroverts, and you should see what a conundrum that is. Trying to watch a bunch of people who are extroverted competing for their place in the sun, competing for the opportunity to tell each other how to do what they feel they can do best, because extroverts do not take a back seat. And when I say don't take a back seat, they don't lay down for the opportunity to have to be led by someone else. Most of the time, they wait and wait for their opportunity to bust on in there with conversation, put their opinion on out there. Just got to get that out there so that they can have a little piece of sunlight that the other extroverted person is pretty much crowding up, taking over, and basically selling for a price. Anyway, if that makes any sense. Us introverts, we are the ones on the sidelines watching the war get started. And when the heat gets too hot, we get out of the kitchen, but we know when to come back when the smoke clears. And usually when everybody is overexcited or excited themselves to death, we're the ones that come up with a solution. And we say, listen, it could have been done this way. It could have been done that way. At least in my personal experience, I have seen that happen. And a lot of times when it came to giving advice, I was the one that gave it, but I didn't force it. I gave it when it was asked of me. And if the people appreciated it, they said so. If they thought it was stupid and didn't appeal to them, they said that too. I could take it either way. Either way. And I have been an advice giver since I was a kid. Okay, so that's why I said extroversion, introversion runs very deep within you. It started back when you were a kid. Sometimes it could be the environment that you grew up in that helped to shape it, but it is definitely a genetic situation that is shaped by external factors around you. The most painful thing is to see an extroverted parent trying to lead an introverted person. An introverted child. Because most of the time, that kid is fighting with all they've got to not be that parent that wants them to get on out there and be part of the baseball team, get on out there and be a soccer player, get on out there and be a football player, get on out there and be all you can be. Usually that kid is like, well, I am all I can be, and this is it. If you don't like it, screw you. Then that kid winds up on the street homeless, run away in Hollywood, who knows. But a lot of times, to be introverted, the best thing is to have an introverted parent so they almost understand what you're about, unless their introversion is also mixed in with low self-esteem. If it's mixed in with a history of being abused, then all of a sudden their introversion becomes a more painful lesson in how to live, as opposed to a more positive lesson in how to be who you are and how to make the most of that. Okay, so a lot of us introverted people have introverted parents, but those parents may be trying to self-medicate that introversion. Okay, not all of them, but some of them are trying to self-medicate. That's the one thing you don't ever want to do as an introvert. You don't want to self-medicate who you are. Okay, you don't want to come to the conclusion, whoa, there's something wrong with me being just a little quiet. I better be more outgoing so people will notice that I exist. People will know you exist because you exist, and there are others who will make sure that everybody knows you exist because they're like you. Okay, so like minds tend to shine a light on one another, if you allow that light to be shown in the first place. All right. So, like I said, this was part of my series on extroversion and introversion, and my iPod's going to run out. So, I will come back with number 4 if possible. If not, you heard it from me. I will be back, and I will answer your comments as soon as I can. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.